Straight ahead on 12 News, the scramble is on. Weather causes a venue change for a popular cancer walk. Plus, details about a big road closure this weekend in Brooklyn Center. But first, a comeback story for a local lake.
That's good. That's what we're hoping for.
12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. A popular West Metro attraction achieved a goal this week that's been a long time in the making.
The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has removed Golden Valley's Wirth Lake from the state's impaired waters list. And Elaine Cleveland explains how it happened.
A chance to get outside and enjoy the sunshine.
Wirth Lake sits on the edge of Golden Valley in Minneapolis.
The beach and the playground and all the bike paths, it's a nice spot.
In the past few years, the lake and the area surrounding it have undergone a transformation, according to Rachel Crabb of the Minneapolis Park and Rec Board.
Well, the whole beach area has been redone. We have the sand volleyball courts and the playground and the beach boardwalk.
But recently, it's undergone another transformation. Since 2002, Wirth Lake had been on the state's impaired waters list. Now, after 12 years, it no longer has that distinction.
Wirth Lake is a success story. It was a lake that had elevated nutrients, algae blooms.
The Bassett Creek Watershed Management Commission and other local agencies led an effort to reduce the lake's phosphorus levels. One such example of those efforts sits in close proximity to Wirth Lake. Retention ponds like this one behind me have been constructed around Wirth Lake. What they do is act as natural filters to prevent any impurities, such as phosphorus, from going into the lake itself. In layman's terms, that means clearer water.
That's good. That's what we're hoping for.
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I've never lived here.
The positive feedback is music to the ears of those who manage the area.
Even 5 years ago, there weren't this many people enjoying Wirth Lake on a daily basis. It's just a great transformation in an urban lake.
In Golden Valley, Elaine Cleveland, 12 News.
According to the Bassett Creek Watershed Management Commission, Wirth Lake's average summer water transparency in 1992 was just under 4 feet. Today, it's about 10 feet.
A federal grand jury has indicted a man with robbing a Maple Grove bank. Rory Mitchell was arrested thanks to a tip from an alert Bloomington hotel employee who recognized Mitchell from surveillance video. Mitchell most recently lived in Tacoma, Washington. He is charged with robbing the Wells Fargo branch on Sycamore Lane this past April. He's also accused of robbing banks in Burnsville and in Maplewood. A woman is also charged with helping Mitchell elude authorities. Mitchell has a lengthy criminal history, including burglary and drug convictions.
A bridge construction project is already prompting delays and detours in Brooklyn Center. Work began Wednesday to give the Brooklyn Boulevard Bridge over Highway 100 a $2 million facelift. Well, this weekend, Highway 100 will be closed for the work. MnDOT will fix up the bridge and pedestrian bridge, replace guardrails, and improve the drainage system. Construction is expected to last until mid-October. Detours will be posted.
Friday's heavy rain is delaying work plans for crews on County Road 81 near 63rd Avenue. The plan was to shut down one lane in each direction so workers could put the final layer of asphalt on the road, but it rained so heavily that work has been delayed at least until Saturday. Officials say when they can do the work, drivers can expect traffic delays. Despite all the rain in June, this project is actually ahead of schedule. It was due to be finished by this fall, but now officials say this segment of 81 will be finished sometime this summer. The weather forced a change of plans for a big cancer fundraiser tonight in Brooklyn Center.
The Relay for Life is being moved inside Brooklyn Center High School, where teams of walkers will change their route, but not their mission.
God helped my lawn today, but he didn't help the relay. Let's put it that way.
One look at the football stadium and it was clear the Relay for Life would have to go inside the school.
It's totally flooded out there.
And since it was a last-minute change of plans, Brooklyn Center students at School for Summer Sports Training pitched in to set up and clean up. Participants walk in relay teams for 6 hours. Instead of rounding the track at the football stadium, they'll use the hallways.
There's a continuous loop around this facility, the gym, and that's where they walk.
Dozens of luminarias line the hallways and the gym floor, each with the name of someone who died of cancer or is fighting the disease.
This is a luminaria bag that is in memory of my mom, Judy Sodeman.
Holly Guerrero's mom died 5 years after being diagnosed with late-stage lung cancer.
She didn't even know. She just got really sick one day with bronchitis and strep throat and had a really bad cough, and that's how they found it.
It prompted Holly to go to work for the American Cancer Society and promote checkups to detect the disease earlier.
The American Cancer Society is working so hard to find different ways to be able to screen for lung cancer screenings early on.
I think all of us have dealt with cancer in some way or other.
Sandy Becker is here because her husband Bob died of prostate cancer in 2009. He actually spoke at this event several years ago with a message his wife now carries.
The preventative tests are painless compared to what you have to go through.
Cancer claimed 28,000 lives in Minnesota last year, and organizers for the Relay for Life in Brooklyn Center hope to at least match the $56,000 they raised at the same event last year.
They are smart and social animals. They come in different breeds and personality types, but at the Humane Society in Golden Valley, they all have one thing in common. They're looking for a home. 37 rabbits were voluntarily surrendered by a couple in northern Minnesota after their breeding operation became too much to properly handle. The rabbits were being bred as show animals and also to sell as pets. A few of the breeds include Mini Lop and Flemish Giant. Rabbits require daily care, and they're complex animals with different needs and personality types, so it's important to find the right match if you're ready to adopt.
They can be needy. They can also be very easy pets, depending on their personality. So we want to make sure that people know which kind of rabbit they're getting. There's many different kinds. They're not all the same.
In addition to the recent rabbit surrender, the summer months are typically when the Humane Society sees a spike in rabbits at their facility. Up next, something to get people moving and grooving in Maple Grove and in Robbinsdale.
Plus a story we don't want to butcher. It's a rather moving lunch. Then later in sports, it's a little slice of Major League Baseball plunked down in Robbinsdale. We'll have that story of the new Lee Park.
But first, isolated thunderstorms possible late Saturday. Otherwise, a pretty nice weekend. This weekend, people will be getting their groove on in Maple Grove and in Robbinsdale.
Maple Grove Days and Whiz Bang Days are in full swing with live music at both events. And in Weekend Showcase tonight, Carissa Wyand gives us a sneak peek on what to expect.
Musical theater with attention deficit disorders.
Musical performer Jay Bone is talking about his band Pop Rocks, which performs at Whiz Bang Days.
We do lots of your favorite songs, but we don't do the whole song. It's usually a verse and a chorus, and by the time you're bored of the song, so are we, and we move on to something else that's going to be exciting for other people.
The group bills itself as a high-energy live music show.
People get up and dance, people are cheering, people are singing along. It's a fun party for us.
Playing dance party hits from a variety of genres.
A normal band will play between 40 and 45 songs in a night, where Pop Rocks plays well over 100 songs.
And they've got costumes, too.
Lots of costumes, 45 or more costume changes. Almost every song that we do throughout the set has a different character.
On Saturday, some young musicians will take center stage at Maple Grove Days. They may be only 17, but Plymouth teens Connor Killian and Nick Tawil have been playing music for a while.
Well, I love music, and I've always loved music, and now other people can hear my love for music.
Their band, Board of Education, won Maple Grove's Teen Battle of the Band contest in June.
For like the last 2 years in a row, I heard the bands that won the Battle of the Bands, and I was like, we should do that. So we did.
They say they're excited to perform at Maple Grove Days this weekend.
We try to draw people in and make them have fun. And the songs, for the most part, are really upbeat, so you're just going to have a good time.
For Weekend Showcase, Carissa Wyant, 12 News.
Board of Education will perform at Maple Grove Days Saturday at 4:15 p.m. at the Town Green Stage. Pop Rocks plays tonight, that's Friday night, at 7 at the Hubbard Marketplace in Robbinsdale. They also play Saturday night at Maple Grove Days, so a little bit of both.
Yeah, that's right.
If live music isn't what you're looking for this weekend, you can find a host of other things to do at Whiz Bang Days in downtown Robbinsdale.
In our summer series, Places We Love, we asked members of the Birdtown flock what they love best about the city they call home.
I like Sacred Heart the most because you get to do math, all the different subjects. My favorite place in Robbinsdale is the bakery.
Why?
Because you get cupcakes, and donuts, and cake.
Favorite place in Robbinsdale? Oh my gosh, well maybe Willette's Bakery. Dare I say that? Because I used to drive to the one in Wayzata and the one down in Edina, and now I don't have to. It's right here. I love that.
I get to go to Triangle Pool and swim.
I think the places I like the best are like Birdtown, the Lodge. I like Noma Rosa's. I really like Noma Rosa's gelato. Oh, it can't be the best.
And see what you love about Robbinsdale on Sunday when the Whiz Bang Days parade rolls through town. It's been rerouted to showcase more of the city's businesses this year, some that you just heard about. If you don't get out there on Sunday, you can catch it live Sunday afternoon right here on Channel 12, or you can watch it on Channel 12 when it replays on Monday. Coming up, find out why some people chose to dress up like cows.
And up next in sports, the state's largest American Legion baseball tournament is underway. John Jacobson with the highlights from one local game and more.
But first, here are some of the other weekend highlights at both Maple Grove Days and Whiz Bang Days in Robbinsdale. We'll be right back.
We got a glimpse of the new ball field in Robbinsdale yesterday, and then shortly after that, the kids got to break it in a little bit.
Yeah, they did. They had the ribbon cutting and the kids on the field, and everybody excited about a great project. The sparkling new baseball field at Lee Park in Robbinsdale is officially ready for play. A dedication ceremony was held at the MLB Minnesota Twins All-Star Field. At Lee Park, representatives from Major League Baseball, the Twins, plus Robbinsdale Mayor Regan Murphy and Hennepin County Commissioner and Robbinsdale resident Mike Opat all spoke. Also, former Twins third baseman Corey Koski, who settled in the western suburbs after his career ended, was part of the event. A ribbon cutting made it official. It's time to play ball.
You know, it's going to be something that's going to be talked about every time. Any team that comes in here is going to be talking about it. The kids are going to be excited to come in here and play in this field. So this is going to be the talk of the town. You know, I just look at the backstop there. It's, you know, kids aren't going to be able to play on this too many other places outside of a major league ballpark. So there's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of excitement about this.
The best word I can use to describe this field is just stunning. It's so impactful that when you get on it, it makes you want to run around and play baseball or do whatever. It has that much of an impact. So it's pretty exciting. And to be able to coach and see the kids how excited they are to play on this field, it's an experience you don't get often.
After the ceremony, teams from Robbinsdale Little League, Armstrong Cooper Youth Baseball, and Cooper Armstrong Fast Pitch Softball got their chance to play on the new artificial turf field. Funds from Major League Baseball, the Twins, the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation, the City of Robbinsdale, and Hennepin County all went into making the park a reality, now called MLB Twins All-Star Field. The big 96-team Gopher Classic American Legion Baseball Tournament is underway. Rain delayed play at all 16 sites this morning. Maple Grove, one of the sites hosting games. They opened pool play at noon against White Bear Lake. Bottom of the first inning, Corey Pallion hits one to center. That hangs up for a moment but drops in for a single. Austin Bees scores, tying the game at 1. Next up is Mason McMahon, and he draws a bases-loaded walk, forcing in Matt Vogel, who had walked earlier in the inning, and it's 2-1. Still in the first inning, Blake Whitecotton flares a single out to left, and this is in for another base hit. 2-run score for Maple Grove, and they lead at 5-1 after 1 inning. Top of the second with a runner on third base and 2 out. Austin Matheson, nice running catch in left, taking a hit away and a run from White Bear. Solid start for Maple Grove pitcher Mike Wallace. He gets the strikeout to end the top of the 5th inning, and he goes the distance for the win. McMahon adds a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 5th inning, scoring Nate Erickson as Maple Grove goes on to win it 9-1. They play again Friday night against Grand Rapids, plus Saturday and Sunday at the high school. Morning storms also delayed play this morning for the opening of the USA Cup Youth Soccer Tournament in Blaine. The weekend and the longer regular USA Cup tournament begins Tuesday. They'll draw over 1,000 teams to the fields at the National Sports Center. This is play in the girls under 16A division between the PSA Burners of Plymouth and Black against a team from Oslo, Norway. PSA won the match 2-1. Games continue into the evening tonight, Friday, and then most of the day Saturday and Sunday as well, when weekend flight champions are crowned. In Rogers this afternoon, the 6th annual Barrett Ugland Memorial Golf Tournament is underway. Barrett was a 16-year-old Armstrong High School student when he died from a fall on a spring trip in Florida in March of 2009. Barrett played both football and golf, and the tournament is a fundraiser for both high school programs at Armstrong. Since starting in the summer of 2009, the tournament has raised $60,000. Over 140 golfers took part in today's event at Fox Hollow. For more information, go to armstrongfootball.com. And that is a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, John. Usually it's not a good thing to be told you look like a cow.
That's right, but today it was worth a free meal. We'll show you why when we come back.
And finally, what would you do for a free meal?
This fabric from John Fabrics.
These two had no problem wearing homemade cow-themed ponchos, and they weren't alone in their cow attire. Hundreds donned black and white for a free meal at Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove as part of a national promotion called Cow Appreciation Day. This New Hope woman decked out her entire family, including the grandparents visiting from Iowa. Any embarrassment in doing this?
Not today. This is all for fun.
And she may have had the last laugh. Her family of 6 did not spend a dime for their meals. The shop in Maple Grove was expecting to serve hundreds by the end of
I saw their
today.
mascot in the parade.
Yeah. Yes, they're all around
Yes.
right now. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. Have a great weekend.